Hello, everyone. So, got my hat on, so I must have just did my hair. Today was a wash day. That's another story. But today I'm coming with a couple of details, more along the line of what's been happening with my research. Um, since I really haven't done a video about that at all. So, Um, again, just going over what my research is about. I'm traveling to a few countries, Canada being one of them, to really assess how the country is responding to the issue of incarceration of women. And more specifically, how do they help women and transition back into society once they're released? So, what type of support mechanisms are in place to help these women have a successful transition, quote unquote? And what countries have been successful in doing this, and what countries haven't been so successful. So, I'm in Winnipeg for that exact reason. Because some people ask me why I'm here, and I'm like, I'm still thinking about it. But Winnipeg is a really good country to examine in comparison to the rest of Canada, because the rest of Canada, according to studies, have shown that it has a relatively low crime rate. But when you get to places like Manitoba and Winnipeg specifically, you see high amounts of crime. You also see higher imprisonment rates of more women. Actually, the women incarcerated population here is higher than men, which is also a gender difference. So, and as expected, it's mostly women of color, or for in the case of Canada or here, it's Aboriginal women. So I'm going to be working with the Elizabeth Fry Society, which is a national nonprofit or organization that works with women coming home from prison and trying to help them reintegrate into society, as well as helping with legal issues while they're incarcerating, helping them get through that experience, as well as being and living on the outside. So they do a lot of support programs to help that population, and I get to observe and be a participant of some of those programs once they get started up in September. And I'll be able to go into the prisons and see how those programs function there, as well as the programs that they do with women who's been released. And there's also another organization that I'm working with called Initiatives for Communities, and it's also another like nonprofit oriented, government sponsored organization that works with former prisoners and current prisoners as well, and really trying, or they really specialize in forming support, excuse me, support groups for people returning home. So that's also another issue of people not having a support network to really rely on, or the ones that they had were damaged due to periods of reincarceration. So this organization established those support networks with other former inmates as well, and people who's been able to live outside of prison for long periods of time, and really help people to not reoffend. So I'm going to be doing some research and work with that program, and going to some of the group activities that they host for that population as well, because they want to make sure that these people get to experience like those major like monumental moments that I think a lot of people take it for granted, like spending the holiday with someone. Well, in some cases, formerly incarcerated individuals can't spend holidays with their loved ones and friends, and it probably applies to them even when they're released, or they don't get to go out to the beach and things like that. So this organization tries to have those type of events so that this population or these individuals can experience that, and you just never realize how having those type of moments and experiences are essential towards having a really good support network and really affirming your purpose and why you supposed to get your life on the right track. So that's the two organizations I get to work with in my research. And yeah, right now I'm trying to deal with getting to the books and doing my background research on the Aboriginal population and how within this country, and more specifically within Winnipeg, how politically, socially, economically, mentally, in every way expected, how have they been excluded, and what have been the lasting impacts from that exclusion. So yeah, I need to do some reading. So yeah, I love reading. So yeah, that's what's been up with the research tip. I'm going to probably do another separate video to talk about all the other not like research professional part, but I really want to do a video on my progress with my research and things like that. So yeah, that's what I got going on, and it's I'm excited to get the ball rolling. And yeah, so until next video, love, peace, and chicken grease. All right, y'all.